Ain't no telephone bills.
Good day, fellow comrades. It is Squidtard here, and with me today is the beginning of a fantastic chicken review. And today with me is a 12-pack of Chick-fil-A nuggets. So we're going to give this a taste try and see exactly what the end results may be. High quality stuff. You know what this reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of a taste and a feeling of being thankful. Thankful that you do not have 2 losses in the 2023 season. That would suck. And I couldn't relate to that feeling. Hey Lola, why don't you come here? Alright, now it's very important that you get a taste test and you get a feel of exactly what I'm talking about here. So, get you one of these. So, it's very important as a dog. You look a lot like Smokey. You look like you're about to gobble on some chicken. Dominate some gamecock, if I could say so myself. Why don't you give it a try and see what you say? So, what do you say? Tastes like a dub? Thought so. Chick-fil-A is one thing, but the only problem is it costs money. And if you're cheap, like Shane Beamer with recruiting, then this might be more your style. This is a Tyson chicken. You can get it from the grocery store or something like that. Pretty good stuff. Let's give it a try. That's real soft. Like a Gamecock offensive line soft. You can't look at this piece of chicken and then try and compare it with Chick-fil-A. It's just not a fair comparison. Kind of like when you look at the Tennessee-South Carolina series and figure out that Tennessee leads at 28-11. It's just not fair. It's just one team dominated the series. There's just one thing that's dominant over the other. Now, it's important that you must know, regardless of what type of chicken I eat, chicken is chicken is chicken. And it's all the same to me. What the? What is this? Here's what I had for my post-game celebration. Popeyes Chicken, I'm torturing myself now by eating it with the damn fork. The sweet, savory taste. I've taken the fattest L I've ever had to take in the last year. All right, then. I've got something for you. You can eat chicken. Any kind of chicken. Any way you want. But there's always one constant when it comes to the chickens. And that's South Carolina sucks! Go ball!
How about some of these other teams out there that lose to unranked opponents all the time?
Who brings a bottle of mustard?
They've got like 105 star football players in their defense.
It's finger licking good.
a very special group of individuals. The South Carolina Gamecocks and the Gamecock fans. Man, you know, you got to give tutelage to South Carolina fans. Up until now, they couldn't count past 10. But thanks to a very specific group of individuals last season, that includes the Tennessee defense, South Carolina fans figured out two brand new numbers, 63 and 38. Woo! Well, the bad news is that South Carolina fans have to cope with the fact that was their biggest win in program history. Biggest win. Biggest win of all time for South Carolina was their 63-38 win over Tennessee. There was no game that South Carolina had that was bigger and meant more to them than this game alone. You want to know how I know? Because they won't stop talking about it heading into a new year with a brand new game on the table. Ah, man. They're still talking about it. And now because they beat us last season and can't stop talking about it, now they think that means they're getting ready to beat Tennessee this season. But this is kind of the case in point with South Carolina fans. They get one smexy win in their season and they think they're world beaters now. They think they're capable of making the playoffs. South Carolina fans are so down bad whenever it comes time for bowl season that whenever it comes around, like last year, South Carolina got a friggin' flyover for our Orange Bowl game saying, "Enjoy your bowl game" from South Carolina fan. Meanwhile, South Carolina fan is getting absolutely destroyed, just screwed. They're getting clapped by a Notre Dame team that lost to freaking Marshall. Freaking Marshall! And they're sitting there clapping South Carolina fans, and meanwhile, the Gamecocks are more concerned with running their mouths to us. A team that not only finished with a better record, but finished in a game South Carolina has never even seen. They've never been there, much less have even seen the stadium. The only time South Carolina fans have even seen a place like the Orange Bowl is when they're watching the Tennessee Volunteers. And you already know they've been watching a lot of Tennessee football because they won't stop talking about us. Won't stop talking about Tennessee. Won't stop talking about 63-38, biggest win in program history. You know the drill. I'm not telling you anything you guys don't know. If it wasn't the biggest win in program history, they wouldn't still be talking about it right before the next game in the Tennessee versus South Carolina matchup. But of course, South Carolina fans, they're living in a blind world with blind faith, thinking that they're about to roll into Neyland Stadium and get this W over Tennessee. It's just not happening. First of all, Tennessee leads the series over South Carolina 28-11. On average, South Carolina beats Tennessee like once every 5 years. They got their very special, W last season. They're holding on to it real tight, because now they know they're rolling into Neyland Stadium and getting ready to take a fat L. And of those 11 wins that they have against Tennessee all time, you want to take a fat guess how many of those are in the beautiful, great place of Neyland Stadium? 1, 2, 3. 3 times in the history of South Carolina football have they won in Neyland Stadium. To put this into perspective, the last time South Carolina got themselves a dub at Neyland Stadium, I wasn't even talking football on YouTube yet. That's how long ago it was. And you guys know South Carolina fans have been around for a long time, so they know, just by that factoid, it's been quite a long time since they've seen their Gamecocks roll into Neyland Stadium with the dub. 3 times South Carolina has beaten Tennessee in Neyland Stadium. It's just like the 3 things South Carolina fans have to live for nowadays in terms of historical achievements. See, all of the upper echelon SEC programs such as Tennessee and Alabama and Florida and Auburn and, Mickey Mouse, Georgia, they all have something to celebrate in terms of a championship. They win conference championships. They've won national championships. And they're talking about the times that they did that. South Carolina, meanwhile, their biggest achievement, other than the Tennessee win, the freaking 1969 ACC champions. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo let's talk about this South Carolina team, this legendary South Carolina team that these fans think are pulling up into Neyland Stadium and taking down Tennessee. Well, Spencer Rattler, we got Spencer Rattler, Squidtard. Remember when he put up 63 on you? Yeah, I do. What's Spencer Rattler like now? Ain't no good. Oh, he was nearly perfect against Mississippi State. Whoop-de-freaking do! Mississippi State, it makes any quarterback in the nation look perfect. Mississippi State is like if Vanderbilt figured out how to play cowbell. And by the way, another nice little factoid for South Carolina fans here. Legs are nice, but you know it's better than a leg? An arm. And Joe Milton has both. And Joe Milton is getting ready to absolutely carve up that South Carolina defense and dominate it throughout the entire game. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can run all over you, he can pass all over you, and he has a way more trustworthy offensive line than South Carolina does with that wet cheese that you call an offensive line. Literally, I could fart right now, and half of the offensive linemen in South Carolina would go down instantly. Oh yeah, Squidtard. Well, Tennessee's not even undefeated. They lost to Florida. Okay, so Tennessee lost to Florida, you know. I guess that's no. You're right. That is embarrassing. That I will give you that. Losing to Florida is really embarrassing, and I will go ahead and tell you that is a loss that is hard to recover from. Some teams do, but you know, it's really difficult to, you know, recover from a loss like that. Squidtard been running his mouth about how it's 63-38 an irrelevant score, and now he just showed the South Carolina-Florida score from last year. Florida's getting ready to run you out the building again this year, so don't run around talking about that anymore. I don't want to hear it. Most SEC teams are getting ready to run you out the stadium, and if Spencer Rattler doesn't have a perfect game, you're liable to get blown out in every SEC game that you play. All right, well, now that I've laid into South Carolina and their team, we got to talk about the man of the clown show itself. This guy, Shane Beamer. I'm Shane Beamer, guys. I'm Shane Beamer. This guy, Shane Beamer. My goodness. He had a lot of talk. He talked that talk over the offseason. You know, never in my life up until now have I seen a compilation, not just a screenshot, but a full-on compilation of the same head coach celebrating when they're getting absolutely beat down. But we scored a touchdown. Let me tell you something. Every time I see one of these Shane Beamer screenshots where he's jumping around and celebrating, it looks like he just cured cancer and every STD known to man at the same time, and they're still down by 30-something points. It's the most insane thing I think I've ever seen in my life, but he's sitting there celebrating like the team just won the national championship. Now, then again, you know, South Carolina has never witnessed a national championship, so you have to take that for what it's worth. But, man, this guy Shane Beamer knows he does not stand a chance against the Tennessee Volunteers. You know why? Because he's been running around for the past few weeks talking about wieners. Talking about hot dogs and wieners and all this other crap. Well, I guess, you know, considering who he's coaching for, both of those things go hand in hand, but who am I to know? Well, to sum this up in a way that you guys can understand, at least the South Carolina fans, this is not going to go well for you. Tennessee, the Tennessee team, the Tennessee coaches, and surely enough, the Tennessee fans who are waiting for you in a packed Neyland Stadium in the night, they all remember what happened last year, and I promise you this. You will not come out of this unscathed, South Carolina. You are going to be absolutely destroyed by the Tennessee Volunteers. Neyland Stadium, under the lights. You absolutely stand no chance against this Tennessee line. They're going to dominate you up front. They're going to dominate you on offense. They're going to dominate you on defense. Whichever way you want to look at it, South Carolina fan. You had your joy last year with that 63-38 win. Well, Tennessee's liable to make it 70-38. So enjoy the win while you have it, because coming tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Tennessee Vols are going to put the whooping of an absolute lifetime on the South Carolina Gamecocks. You can guarantee that. Go Vols, baby! Put a whooping on the Gamecocks! Woo!
Rocky Top, you'll always
Shane